So, F2 is over. F1 team selection. Looking at our performance, we can go through and have a look at the performance of the teams. Obviously, we've got the big teams all the way down to Sauber for the 2024 season. So, judging on the fact that they're not going to come calling to us, we need to pick someone that suitably fits. And we can check our recognition against number 1 driver and recognition against who would be replacing as the number 2 driver. And looking down, there's a few choices to come in. Danny, Rick, we're going to get 48%. So we've got to look at our recognition, I suppose, against the number 1 driver. We want to have as much recognition as possible to give ourselves as much time as possible without being booted out. Also, something that seems mildly on the line. So being a affiliate Red Bull driver, we could go into the Visa Cash App RB F1 team. But who wants to drive for Visa Cash App RB F1 team, right? Not me, I tell you that for free. Oh, and their base is Italy. We don't want to move that far away. 47% no against Yuki, but we get 1 level of R&D secret upgrade. 35% for our recognition there. So okay, but not the best. Alpine 38%, so it drops down a bit against Esteban Ocon. You would have thought we'd done a bit, but we will get more perks, less bonus, more perks if we would go to Alpine. Haas, the single again, 44%, slightly less than the Visa Cash App. 44% against Albon. We get 2 upgrades at Williams with a 2% bonus, and then 43. So we're between Sauber, Williams, Haas, potentially Alpine, but Alpine's a little bit low, and the RB Visa Cash App team. Or those of you that are following the Formula One manager will know that obviously I have a fondness for Williams. So if we look at the driver we'll be replacing them, recognition and bonuses against that secondary driver. Obviously Danny Rick, very good driver. Not too bad though, 48% if we were to replace, 38 if we're trying to take out Gasly, which is not good. He has a lot of bulk there. Nico. Oh wow, is Nico technically the second behind Kevin Mack? I mean, I'd like to drive with Nico. I have a fondness for Mr. Hulkenberg, but there is one clear recognition winner. The only driver that we are technically better against when comparing for a secondary seat is the boy Logan Sargent. And there are some people that don't like Logan Sargent. I know that. He's already been booted from Williams. It feels kind of fitting that instead of one Franco Colapinto midway through the 2024 season, one Herb Herbert gets pulled up from the dregs of the F2 scene. 3rd place in that championship just finished. Based in the UK, James Voles on the phone giving Herb a call. Come join us at Williams. Obviously, we'll pick our teammate. Yeah, we'll take Sargent. No, we'll take Albon as our teammate. Thanks.
Finally, let's do this for real. Sorry it took so long. You know what these legal types are like? Yes, sir. No, sir. Here's 80 pages of needless jargon, sir. Anyway, believe it or not, this is my excited face. Come on. Let me show you what we've got. So, all the usual stuff. Merchandising, likeness, blah, blah, blah. But the really juicy stuff is their expectation of you. They need you to challenge yourself all season, be the best you can be, dominate your teammate, become a legend. All that jazz. Now, it's over to you.
Oh, baby. Over to us. Right, here we go. So, do we want to... set our target. Recommended 77. 77 puts us at 46% to 54%. Okay, it's the one move up. That's the recommended. Set target rating. We're currently a 73 rated, so we've got improved by... Oh, that's quite high. What's the lowest we can go to? I mean, we can go to 74. With a 3% bonus. I think maybe we low. I'm almost on the erring on the side of caution and low balling. I don't mind being 45 to 55% against Albon. It's my first season. We'll take a 74. We're only getting a 1 season contract. But yeah, we can improve our rating by 1 easy. We'll smash that initial contract. We're already 73. We're almost 74 rated, actually. That's just quite a big 74. That's another 3. Just to get an extra percentage and a little bit more bonus. Oh, it's a 2% bonus increase, though. But if we don't do well... No, I'm lowballing. I'm lowballing. I want to keep my seat in F1. I'm just happy to be here alongside one Albon. Let's sign that contract. Contract signed. And here we have it. Starting the Bahrain Grand Prix. We'll have the grid reveal. We'll have the starter message. What else we got in here? We've now got specialists to deal with. We've got all of the fun of the R&D and the vehicle standing. Stuff that we didn't have to deal with as an F2 driver. Where are we put? Are they put on the grid right at the bottom? Okay. I mean, that's fine. That's fine. I'll take that. I'll take that. For now. For now, at least. Our target is just literally... to retain seat, we only need to keep 69 rating. Okay. Alexander's now your teammate, and whilst you need to keep it professional on track, there also wouldn't be any harm in showing #1 driver is. So we have a new rivalry with Albon. Regular intensity, because he is our teammate. Let's look at our specialist now. Let's get some... We only have 1 goal available. I'm hoping they're going to take us easy on this as we complete the race weekend. Participate in or skip 3 sessions during a race. I mean, we might as well... I mean, does it matter which one you pick? It's pretty easy to complete one, isn't it? Goal set. Let's go to the grid reveal. Let's have a watch for the 2024 season. Oh, yeah. Here we come. There he is. Oh. Hi, fist bumps. Hi, is anyone going to talk to me? No? All right. Sergio's looking worried already. Look at this lineup. Oh, there we are. Tata to Logan as we are up against the Tash and Bottas as well. What a lad. Oh, Perez is looking a little bit more certain now. Although I am right in a minute. Dead front and centre next to Valtteri, discussing his sweet Tash and how I'm going to hopefully not be back at the grid with him. Okay, straight in to the Bahrain Grand Prix then. We have got some points. We've got our weekly development points, but we can't do anything yet. We've set our goal with our manufacturing expert. The rest of them will get slowly over time as we're just a baby. We are currently at 73 rated. The target's only 74. We just need to keep a 69. Giggity goo to retain our seats. So I'm hoping we're going to absolutely smash it. Although, look at this. Car is the second worst, or joint second worst on the grid. We are behind... I mean, it looks like we're behind both Alpine and Haas. Is Alpine just like a smidge ahead? But yes, tiny bit better than the Kick Saubers. But Haas and Alpine, yeah, this is going to be a struggle. We know what it's like driving Williams. We've got the F1 manager career. That car isn't great, but this is maybe a stepping stone. If we drive well for Williams here, we prove ourselves, maybe like a young Franco Colapinto, we can come out and jump our way into another team. We are not sticking with Williams. We just needed our first seat in Formula 1. Well. The Williams truck. Look at these guys pretending to work. They can't all be typing at the same time all the time. Me and Albono, bros. Don't worry, Albon. I promise to not crash as much as Logan. Right, let's get on with it, shall we? Into the session. Hi, Albon. Hey, hi, buddy. Hey. No? He's just looking into the distance. Whatever, mate. Whatever. Let's get into the workstation then. So, we see what we've got. Messages. Why is his face so big? Seems it's eerie. He's like a Jedi, like a bloody Sith Lord. Hello there, it's me, your manufacturing expert. You must do what the Dark Lord says. Come to the dark side, Luke. Practice. We will get done. We got 3 practice sessions, which we will. I need to get used to the F1 car. We've only driven F2s, so I will be using a lot of practice. We won't be showing the practice, though. We might show some highlights of some stuff if stuff goes horribly wrong. But mainly we'll be back to do qualifying and the races. I'm going to have a look at the qualifying format because I think we need to knock it up to a short qualifying. I don't want a full quali, but the one shot we know is a pain. So we're going to go medium length sessions for this. We'll start with medium length and see if how the races handle with medium. because short is sometimes a little... What's short? Short is 14 laps. No, we do 20 laps. Medium races, full practice format, which we might skip some of if I get used to it quicker, and then short format qualifying, so we at least get more than that one hit. Going to have to show some patience in the first part of the season as we expect our initial pace to be towards the back of the grid. Don't worry, everyone's working hard and we have a great investment team. As long as you do your bit, we should be able to move forward. Good, no pressure. That's what I want. I will see you back after some practice sessions for our first qualifying stint in an F1 car with Williams. The job is to be just a little bit better than Logan Sargent. So, practice complete back at Bahrain. The home away from home. As we did fairly well in the speed laps in the qualifying pace. Did a bit of manual practice, a bit of quick practice using the little game to build up some of those areas so I didn't do 3 full rounds. Qualifying or driving slightly faster than Albon. So we will see where we sit in terms of difficulty in this car. But good to get the first practice underway back at Bahrain. A nice track that we have driven many times before, so feel mildly confident. And here we get the first look at the teammate rivalry. So far, drawing. Herb Herbert 0 and Alexander Albon 0, as we have not raced yet. But we should be going head-to-head as we are the secondary driver. Oh, it was very close to that experience to be taken up to 66. As we're looking to boost some of these ones. Focus and experience we need up, because we need to get this rating up. We want to be a better rated driver so we can maybe find a better contract. Good luck out there today. Make sure you bring the car back in one piece with a front wing and ideally ahead of Alexander. Well. Don't put pressure on me, will you? Jesus, I'm my first race in Formula 1. But yes, we are worried about the front wing. Of course we are.
Well, as the sun goes down, the speeds go up. It's almost time to get underway for this shootout for the fastest time and the best possible grid position for tomorrow's race. Let's get on with it. It's qualifying for the Bahrain Grand Prix.
Bahrain. Here we are. Helmet on, ready to go. Look at this Williams car though. Oh, what a beautiful car. So we're going to fly a lap out. I'm not driving a lap out. Ain't got time for that. I think we should kill the Alpine pit crew. Okay, so we're going for like one, I'm assuming with a flying lap out, we just go for one lap and come back in again. We shouldn't be doing back-to-back laps with the EOS charge, so I don't know. I'm assuming that's what we're going to do. It should be enough. P10. That's what my steering wheel's telling me. P10? Is it P10? Oh! Session info. Yeah, everyone's out on track at the moment. We've got some life in, but yeah, P10. Lando currently out there on fastest. George, Charles it must be people that haven't gone yet. Yeah. Verstappen hasn't set a lap. Danny Rick, all these guys set laps now. Okay, so we are bottom of the pack. We are behind Valtteri Bottas. And okay, here we go. This is what we're talking about. Okay, I'm only a 10th off Zhao, though. Me and Alex are going to have to go out again. Right, let's do one more lap. One more. Is it clear? Let's let these guys go. Let's let them all go. Let's get Russell close to that straight before we set ourselves out. That should be enough time, right? Yeah, that should be enough time. Come on in, one more. I've done a flying lap though. That's stupid. I should have driven out. Ah, no, maybe it's going to ruin it.
Okay, just 2 laps of fuel remaining now.
That's qualifying complete. Verstappen topping the short qualifying round to take the pole position here in Bahrain. In terms of us, though, let's go down the list. Albon, who was behind, we cut the last lap. We cut footage cut from the car cam, and definitely not my fault. So we lost the last lap, but we did push out again for a second fast lap to see if we could help. Alex Albon was the only man behind us who went from 20th to 14th in his last run, leaving us down in 19th position, just in front of the kick Sauber of Zhao Guanyu, behind Bottas. But you can see there is definitely a gap in this car. It doesn't have the speed. There was a bit of time when I was going through the first bit qualifying when we were up in 7th or 8th, and I was like, what the hell is going on? No one else was out on the track. It was just me. 19th place to start our Formula 1 career. We know, James Vowles has told us, don't worry about it, just keep the car in one piece. And if we can get ahead of Albon, great. But we've made it hard for ourselves. 19th on the grid. Interesting to see Yuki down there in the Vijay Kashababi. That should be much higher up. And then Kevin Magnussen in the Haas in 12th as well. Piastri in 11th. There's some interesting results there in the in qualifying. But we're going to be concentrating on the back of the grid here. Fighting with the guys around us. Trying to get as close to Albon as possible. Oh, what the hell? How'd he get 2 places on me? Oh, we got a little bit of pace. But absolutely nothing else for qualifying. That's good. A tiny bit of pace, considering we're 19th, means we did well in the car that we had. If you could, try and keep the body piece in one work. They're really honing in on this. Sure, occasionally I lose a front wing.
Months of rumour and speculation all come to an end today as we return to racing for the opening event of what promises to be an enthralling season. Welcome along then to round 1 of this year's Formula 1 World Championship. There's no shortage of passing opportunities around the 3.36 miles of the Bahrain International Circuit, with the best, of course, at turn 1, and then another soon after into turn 4. 15 corners here, 6 to the left and 9 to the right, and we could see 1 or 2 flat spots into that tight left-hander of turn 10. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. Edging out Lando Norris, who'll start from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Sainz, Fernando Alonso, Russell, Stroll, Leclerc, Gasly, Hamilton, Oscar Piastri, Magnussen, Ricciardo, Albon, Hulkenberg, Ocon, Tsunoda, Bottas, Herbert, and Zhou Guanyu. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway. Well, it's been a long time since I last worked with you. Good to see you again today, Anthony Davidson. Now, Ant, as much as I like testing, and I do love testing, and I've really enjoyed the build-up here and all the speculation, I really want to see some action. And finally today, we get some proper action on the track.
You're going to definitely see action, Crofty. Everyone's G'd up for this one. They've done the testing, like you say. The drivers will be revving inside, heart rates going, trying to burst out their chest at this moment. With that anticipation, who's got the speed? We're going to learn now, once and for all.
Back of the grid, not great, I know, but let's just try and use the first lap to push your way up the order.
Are you telling me to dive bomb? Let's have a look at our strategy. Strategy is, default is a 1. Softs onto hards. Alternative is a 2-stop. The time gap on that is huge, though. I might under fuel myself. Now we can, because we know that I am very good at saving fuel. So let's just go for a standard straight. Whenever we have the thing about saving fuel, I can never do it. Burning fuel, I can never do it. Saving fuel, very good at. So I think I'm going to fuel load just for the exact amount of laps and see how we get on. It could be a terrible idea being in this car, but we'll see how we get on. I can fuel save if I need to. I'm pretty good at lifting and coasting. We're going to go with the 1-stop. Hope that the front wing stays in play in the first lap so we don't have to switch strategy 2. That's the plan. It's a great plan. Right. Let's go. Here we are. F1 2024 season starts now. Bahrain, 5 red lights and away we go. Herbert in the Williams, the rookie this season, starting from near the back as the Red Bulls are fighting the McLarens out in front as Norris and Perez go head-to-head into the first corner. As we see the slow down here, Herbert making his way up from 19th to 18th place here within the first couple of corners, down there with the Hasses and Kick Saubers. Teammate Albon sitting pretty in 14th as Norris takes the lead here. Piastri down in 11th in the other McLaren as Pierre Gasly up in 8th position, fighting with Lewis Hamilton here. As we can see, going into the first lap, first set of corners, overtakes are being made everywhere as Gasly tries to stick in. Hamilton fighting with Stroll now to keep himself going as we keep an eye on the Williams boys. Albon behind the Alpine of Ocon in 14th. Ricciardo just in front of him now as the team starting to get out into their standard line as we see Herbert looking for a move on Bottas, makes the move on Bottas with a nice little slingshot round the outside into what would be DRS zone, but not in lap 1. Herbert up to 17th. The 2 Saubers and Magnussen behind, Hulkenberg in front. Yuki sitting between Herbert and Albon as well as these Williams cars look to battle it out. Interesting to see how Herbert does, stepping up from the F2 career into the F1 season here. The extra power, the ERS to manage, and of course the more powerful cars and the differential between the vehicles. That Williams vehicle, that livery on that, clean. Very simple, the Williams livery, but I love it. We see a gap starting to build there. Hulkenberg is really a tailgate here. He's slowing the pack down as Herbert looks for the move on the inside of Hulkenberg into turn 1 and makes it stick. Herbert up to 16th position, taking places early in this in this race and in his F1 career. He is 1.2 seconds behind Yuki now, and as DRS has been enabled this lap, we'll want to try and close that gap to make sure that does not get left behind. This tail of the last 4 cars do not get left behind here as he runs very wide into that turn. Looking to cut the gap down 1.1 seconds to Yuki. Can see them in sight. Leaving Hulkenberg behind. Nearly broke DRS. Hasses and the Kick Saubers not started well here in this season thus far. Testing, finishing. And the cars at the bottom of the pack are at the bottom of the grid here. The Williams, the Hasses and the Kick Saubers. The Alpines performing very well. Gasly still up there in 8th position. Pierre Gasly holding his own in that Alpine, up in 8th, in a points position now. Ocon down in 13th. A good run out from the Alpines. Piastri struggling down here in 11th with Ricardo just behind him. Ricardo with a 1.2 second gap. The first of the second gaps here. The first one, of course, being Norris. Norris is away in the lead here. 3 laps in, Lando Norris takes a 2.6 second lead to Sergio Perez. Verstappen down in 5th place, as this seems to be Norris's race thus far. 3 laps of these 20 underway. My God, there's a movement. Gasly and Hamilton going at odds again, as we see the kick Sauber's overtake the Hasses down at the bottom of the pack. Piastri and Stroll side by side there. Is Piastri going to make the move stick? Piastri makes the move stick against Lance Stroll, up into 10th position as he looks to catch up. Norris in 1st, Piastri down in 10th. Not great for the second McLaren driver here. Hamilton and Russell separated by Gasly as he holds on, and Stroll struggling down there in 11th. Can he get back and catch up? Piastri, Ocon starting to fall behind a second outside that gap there. And down at the back of the grid, we can see that Herbert is pulling away. There's a 2-second gap behind to Bottas. Bottas, Zhou, Hülkenberg, Magnussen, that tail right at the back of the grid. But Herbert is right on the back of Yuki Tsunoda now, and Albon just in front, as the Visa RB Cash Apps and the Williams are in a little sandwich here, going head-to-head. Let's keep track of this one to see if any moves can be made by either one of these sets of drivers as they look to catch up. Get themselves as high up the pace as possible. Points likely not on the cards here for these Williams drivers, but anything they can do to stay ahead of their rivals, their closest rivals, will be good. And being top of the rest, being ahead of the kicks, being ahead of the Hasses, ideally being ahead of the Alpines, as we just see Gasly loses out to Hamilton here on the first corner. Hamilton down the inside. Look at that. Can he make the move stick? As Herbert and Yuki are going side by side again, first corner. A lot of action. The big overtake area into that first corner there, and then the third one being the next one, as Herbert is watching and looking to make those moves. As he goes to look down the inside of Yuki, pulls out of the move last minute. We have seen this driver in F2 make some daring challenges, some daring dives to take positions. Sometimes at the detriment to his vehicle. Williams will be keen to have a vehicle that stays with its front wing intact. Herbert, if you can. As we're into the next DRS zone, wing is open, still that 2.2 seconds to the kicks behind. So this is the back of the pack now. Herbert hunting down Yuki. Albon in front of him. Actually, Albon pulling away from Yuki. This is a little fight. This little backwards and forwards. There's to in and fro in. Slowing down Yuki, allowing Albon to make a bit of a gap. Herbert will be keen to stay as close to Alex as possible to prove to Williams that he is indeed not the second driver by a long way. As we go into lap 5, Norris leads this race. Leclerc in second now, 4.4 seconds behind as DRS is on. Yuki still getting the DRS from Albon in front. No move made in the first corner as the kicks go side by side. Train here forming. Hamilton is holding up the pack here, 3 seconds behind Russell. He's overtaken Gasly and held it, but behind him, he has Gasly waiting to make the move back, and Piastri all following Hamilton here as he's the break in 8th position. That train runs all the way down to Herbert. Look at it, you can see there Hamilton at the front, followed by that line of cards ending with the Williams before the 3-second gap to the kicks and the Saubers. The kicks and the Saubers, the kicks and the Hasses. Norris still leading here as we check in. Verstappen makes his way up into 4th. He is now looking on the heels of Sergio Perez. Do we feel like there's a move on for Verstappen? Has he found some grip? Is he looking to make some moves on his teammate here as they go over the line for the start of the 6th lap? DRS is open, of course. Charles Leclerc does not have DRS, being 4 seconds behind. No move made by Perez. Verstappen, you can feel, is going to get frustrated behind the teammate there, not making moves on that Ferrari, even though we're inside that DRS range, with all the capability and the extra speed that DRS gives us. Albon here, hot on the heels of Ricciardo, whilst Herbert hot on the heels of Tsunoda. The Williams versus the Visa Cash Up RBs going strong into this first quarter of the race. No moves have been made by the teams yet as they sit tail to nose all the way around this track. The overtake ability, difficult here in Bahrain. The first straight being the main one after the DRS, and then that third giving you the best opportunities. But that's not to say that there are not other areas in which moves can be made if mistakes are made by some of these drivers. First race back into the season, shaking off a bit of the rust. There we go, as they're lining up over the line. Ricciardo now out of DRS, or if he hasn't fallen out already, will be falling outside during this lap, to Ocon, as you see Albon looking for the move there. That is going to create a little back here as Herbert goes round the outside. Is he going to make the move stick? He's slung shot round the outside on turn 1. Out of nowhere, Herbert late brakes round the outside on turn 1 to get in front of Yuki. Holds it. Can he hold it into this next corner? That's where Yuki would have to make his move back. He does not, as Herbert is through on Yuki Tsunoda up to 15th place. Behind him is in front now is Albon, the two Williams boys. Definitely the meat of this Visa Cash App RB sandwich. The pressure now on Albon. Can he make the move on Ricciardo, who is teetering on the edge of DRS with Ocon? If there is a time to make it, it will be now. We can just see, was he outside the DRS direct detection zone? He was. The Williams cars have the DRS. This second straight, not the best one, but we'll put him right on the tail of Ricciardo, as he has two Williams sharks hunting him down now for this second half of the lap before that big home DRS straight. Team orders may come into play here, because can both cars get past Ricciardo in the one straight? Will Albon make the move, as this is going to be the DRS straight? Ricciardo does not have DRS. There go the wings of the Williams. Will Albon make the move? Albon goes outside and round Ricciardo. Can he make it stick, as Herbert's waiting behind for a mistake to be made? A similar move to that Herbert made the lap before, as Ricciardo fights back though, gets the position back. Albon unable to make it stick, and you can see there between the two as Herbert goes down the inside of both. Runs wide, gives up both positions. And he's going to lose a position to Yuki there. Oh, and there's some carbon fiber. There goes the carbon fiber. Yuki and wide again, as Herbert has had a shocker here. You see it from the driver's position. Down the inside, completely overshoots the corner. Comes back round after. Lets the two through, and Yuki looks for the gap. Comes in and just, there we go. There's the contact. There's the contact. As he runs wide, Herbert with front wing damage back down to 16th with Yuki now. Albon does make the move stick against Ricciardo, helped there, but you can see the damage from afar on Herbert's car here. 8 laps in, and one of the Williams is down. Albon up into 13th, Ricciardo 14th, Yuki 15th, and Herbert in 16th. 2.3 seconds the gap to Bottas. Zhao DNF and is out. Not a great start for Zhao in the kick Sauber, as Magnussen and Hulkenberg prop up the back of the grid now. As Herbert runs wide again, struggling, not able to pull off the miracles he did in the F2 series without a wing, but will be coming round soon to the pit stop, the pit window. So will he be coming in early? Will he be coming in not this lap? We will see now, because he needs a new front wing. You can see cars are coming in. Williams have put him on the second strategy, left Herbert out with the damaged front wing, and taken Albon in first. Interesting team decision there, as we are into the second stint of this race. Herbert up to 8th now, Bottas behind, Yuki in front. But with that damage, I cannot see that he's going to be hunting him down by any means, and is likely going to struggle. Luckily behind him seems to be Bottas, Magnussen and Hulkenberg. All of them staying out, so both Hasses staying out. Not the start this driver would have wanted. A good fight, a clean set of overtakes, and then that one move against both drivers, completely overshooting the corner and then losing the front wing. The mistake was made, but the front wing damage is the one that's going to really cause him issues. Bottas now will be absolutely looking for any gap as Herbert runs wide. That's Bottas through. Oh no, Herbert's come back, run wide again. He's staying in front of Bottas. Somehow scrappy rally style driving from Herbert here. So he refuses to give up the position. Must be coming in for the pit stop in this lap. There we go, as we see him pulling over. Bottas in behind as well, as we're into the pit window. So where will these teams be coming out? I'm assuming that front wing will be being changed, as this car cannot handle without. And there goes the front wing off, waiting for the new one to come on. That's a fairly quick change for a tyre though, and they're away. They've got the green light. Slow to release again. This is a problem that he had in the F2 days as well. Herbert not always the quickest on pit stops. Quick in but slow out, as he's coming out dead last. 5.2 seconds to Bottas. Herbert's race was going oh so well. Onto these hard tyres. Last stint. Albon stays 14th. Ocon, Gasly dropping back to 12th after the pit stop and the pit change window. I was about to say Magnussen and Hulkenberg up here, 4.2 seconds behind. As both Hasses have yet to pit and are sat behind Norris, towing across the Red Bulls. Just fancied a bit of time out in front, didn't they? As Herbert has a monumental task to make up the 7 seconds to Bottas, to try and salvage anything other than 19th place here, as Norris is completely cruising out in front. Right, are we going to see one of the... Neither one of the Hasses are coming in. I'm not quite sure what game Haas are playing. They've both gone out on hard tyre. Let me just check the tyre wear as they come in. Both are on hards, right? Yeah, both cars on hard tyres. So they put both on the same strategy, so they will be coming in later to go to the softs to have a faster second stint. So Herbert will be finding two cars coming out behind him. As Alonso and Russell go head-to-head here. Russell taking his place. Leclerc down in 6th position now, behind the Red Bulls after the tyre changes. Verstappen still behind Perez, as Norris is well away. As you can see, the Haas is now holding up the Red Bulls. Albon and Ricciardo going toe-to-toe here as well. Albon staying in front of the Vita Cash App RB. Herbert still 7 seconds away from Bottas. As you can see, Bottas there just bringing in the back of the screen. Albon holding off the Vita Cash App RB is a good result for Williams here. Alpine a great result though, 12th and 13th. Gasly and Ocon. Gasly looking better earlier on, but has lost some positions there, as we are now seeing Perez and Hulkenberg. As is that Magnussen's gone in. One of them's got, yeah, Magnussen is in the pit. Hulkenberg still out on those tyres, holding up the back as he is fighting. Is he going to lose a few spots here as Perez is through? Verstappen is going to try and sneak. He's not going to get it. Hulkenberg is not giving up that position though. On the used hards, 12 laps into this 20-lap race, refusing to make it easy for the Red Bull boys. As Verstappen looks around the outside, there goes Verstappen. Side to side, wheel to wheel with Hulkenberg. He again does not make it easy for last year's champion. Perez is now away, 9 seconds behind Norris. This is Norris's race to lose now. The Ferrari boys down, chasing behind Verstappen. As Magnussen is out. Okay, so we can see Magnussen is out in behind Bottas, but in front of Herbert. Herbert with 4.6 seconds to catch Magnussen here. I wonder what the damage will be for Hulkenberg as he is going to be coming in as we jump back to Nico. Holding up Verstappen, Leclerc and Sainz here. Look at this train all the way down to about to Piastri really being held up here by Nico Hulkenberg. Is Verstappen, he's going to go down the inside. Can he make it stick? He's going to make it stick. Into the last corner where we're assuming Nico Hulkenberg is coming in now. As in comes Hulkenberg, releasing the front pack to chase down Perez and Norris. 2.7 seconds Verstappen has to chase down his teammate. We're going to stick with Nico Hulkenberg here to see where his team comes in. There was a problem with Albon. Albon has gone wide and ended up behind Herbert. That is not good for Williams. As we see the two Williams cars side by side again. Herbert in front. But that is not what you want to see as we're waiting to see where Hulkenberg is going to come out. As Hulkenberg comes out just in front of Herbert here. On the soft tyres, you'd assume once he gets in bed in, we'll have the pace to get away from these Williams drivers. As we were watching the front of the pack, missed Albon's mistake. As he is now behind Herbert in 19th place. Herbert close to and will not want to let Nico Hulkenberg get away here. As we get into the last section here, all cars now making their stops. The Hasses on the soft tyres going against the grain. Will they be able to... Well, I mean, Magnussen is already up on Bottas. Will we see the Hasses start to make their way through the ranks? Will the Visa Cash App boys be under fire from the Hasses? Took a slow first stint. As Magnussen is in the back of Bottas. Goes down the inside. There we go. Before the last, well, on the last corner, Magnussen is now in front of Bottas. Bottas losing some pace there. Those hards not as quick as the softs. Now they are bed in. Hulkenberg is pulling away from Herbert. 1.4 seconds the gap. Herbert no DRS. Albon struggling even further back. Wonder if he took some damage to the underbody in whatever happened to pull him out of 13th place. Williams not great. The only DNF so far of Zhao, but the Williams team not enjoying this first race out here in Bahrain. As these Hasses are making their way through the back of Magnussen. Bottas left behind outside of DRS as he is now up on Danny Rick. The soft tyre play leaving the Hasses, or giving the Hasses the ability to attack very late in this race. Look at him right up. He's going to make the move on that last corner before we start lap 15 here. As there he goes on the inside. Gives himself just a space over the curb. Tries to force Danny Rick out wide onto the rumble strip as he makes the move. Stick should have the DRS still, yep. Because the detection zone is before. Danny Rick is under attack here from Bottas as well. Danny Ricciardo losing 2 places down the home straight thanks to DRS. As Magnussen goes through, Bottas goes through. And Ricciardo's down to 16th place. Yuki is a few seconds ahead. Will Magnussen have enough in him to make up that 3 seconds? As Ricciardo falls down the pack. Hulkenberg, 2.5 seconds from there. Herbert, 3 and 3 seconds to Albon. Albon not gaining any speed to catch up his teammate here. Languishing down here in 19th place. As there he goes, Ricciardo and Hulkenberg side by side. Ricciardo must have issues here as again that last corner a favourite as we've seen in the last couple of overtakes here is Hulkenberg on the softs goes ahead of Ricciardo. I don't know if Ricciardo is losing or having issues with the tyres. He's going to fight back. He has the DRS. But if these two fight, it might just give Herbert a chance to close the gap. But Ricciardo is struggling, unable to. He's been falling back from Bottas anyway. As there we go, Hulkenberg's going to go at him again. Makes the move stick this time. As Ricciardo is going to let him through. Yes, he backs off before coming into the chicane. Yes, Hulkenberg through now on Ricciardo. 2.5 seconds Herbert has to make up to 3 on Ricciardo. We'll see and keep an eye on that gap as the Hasses continue their plunge forward. Magnussen down to, he shaved over a second off that chase to Yuki Tsunoda. As we get back to the top, we can see Verstappen has made his move, got through on Perez into second position now. 10 seconds, the gap to Norris. Norris, as he comes down, barely seeing Verstappen there in the background as they are into the next lap. Perez into third, but the Ferraris are right behind. Sainz outside of DRS of Leclerc. We're catching Leclerc as he goes to make the move on Perez. Perez down the inside though. As Perez is going to hold on. No, he's not. Leclerc has enough to go through. Can he make it stick into the next corner? And is there a side-by-side? Perez back in front now. Next corner will be important. What has Leclerc got? Can he outbrake Perez? He's going to try. Oh my God, this is wheel-to-wheel. He has. Perez has let him through, conceded the place as Leclerc is up into third position here. Lap 17 of 20. Norris first, 10 seconds ahead of Verstappen, who is 2 seconds ahead of Charles Leclerc, who is fighting out with Sergio Perez and Sainz, who is now in that DRS position, dragging along Russell and Piastri. Back to the back of the grid, we can see now Hulkenberg and Magnussen both on those soft tyres, making good time. Herbert is closing 1.4 seconds now to Danny Rick, who's dropped a whole 2.3 seconds back from Hulkenberg. There is definitely a problem with Danny Rick's pace here, as you can see how close Herbert is getting. He's inside DRS now. The young driver maybe has a chance to make up a single position after the problem with the nose, which was damaged whilst trying to overtake Danny Rick and Yuki Tsunoda, of course, earlier in this race. And we don't know whether Albon's pace has slipped off or Herbert's pace has increased, but Albon is 4.6 seconds back. There's nothing to be seen from this Williams driver. So can Herbert make any moves here as we are looking towards the end of lap 17 for these drivers? Is he going to make the move that everyone else has on the inside? No move made. Sticking to the tail, right up on the tail of Danny Rick. He's going to wait for the DRS as we have the trait. Has a little look, and the flap is open. Danny Rick, can you defend? There he goes. Look at that DRS. He's going to go around the outside the same way. Oh, he gets in front before the corner. Herbert up into 17th, on into lap 18 here. Danny Rick, let's see if he can keep pace, or he does have an issue with this car, as you can see. Herbert now is 3 seconds to Hulkenberg. Hulkenberg unlikely to be caught unless those tyres really start to wear off. The softs will be coming to the end of their speed. So we should see Magnussen and Hulkenberg starting to slow down somewhat. As Danny Rick is not letting his place go lightly. Right behind Herbert. He's going to have to try and bait DRS. Or keep the very experienced driver here of Danny Rick to the rookie of Herbert. Coming down, look at this. The gap is now up to, he's not quite at DRS range, but gap is growing the second half of that lap as Herbert comes round into that home straight, into lap 19. And that's Bottas and Hulkenberg going at it at the end of that home straight. Bottas fighting to hold on to 15th as Hulkenberg goes through on Bottas. Magnussen and Hulkenberg up to 14th and 15th. Their strategy to switch from the rest of the pack seemingly working out for the Haas team here, as they are now ahead of the Williams and the kick drivers. As Bottas is going to try and keep pace with 2 laps to go, can he make something back? But Haas winning the battle of the bottom. Gasly and Ocon still sitting in 10th and 11th. Stroll well off the pace in catching. It looks like there's going to be points for Alpine in this first race, which would be great news for Alpine. And again, not so much for the Haas boys, the Sauber boys, or the Williams drivers, as they all look to gain as many points as early as possible in that battle for who is going to be sat 7th in the Constructors. Herbert, 8 tenths, 9 tenths up on Danny Rick. Can he break that 1 second as we go into the straight before the DRS detection zone? It does look like the pace has been broken and Herbert is safe here in 17th position. As it's 1.1, this is keep an eye on Danny Rick. He has still got DRS for this lap, but it looks like that is going to be the end of it. Albon really flagging at the back there. Bottas starting to drop off the front as well as we into this final lap. Magnussen, can Magnussen make the move on Yuki? One of the closest gaps in there behind Sainz and Leclerc fighting out for 3rd and 4th. Let's get to the front of the pack because let's see if Perez can hold on to 3rd. 4 seconds. Norris is safe. Verstappen is safe. Perez is not safe. Sainz and Leclerc fighting each other to get this 3rd position and take it away from Red Bull. Is a podium, double podium going to Red Bull, or can Ferrari spoil the party and get themselves in there for a McLaren, Red Bull, Ferrari 1, 2, 3? That is Norris over the line. We hear the fireworks going as they come round to that final straight. Do the Ferraris have anything, or is this Perez? It looks like it's Perez. Perez into 3rd. Sainz 4th. Leclerc 5th. As we are all crossing the line now. Points for Alpine and Gasly in 10th. And it looks like the Williams boys are going to come in and over the line. Magnussen did not get the chance to make the move on Yuki as they come over. And will follow Herbert round the last corner as Danny Rick has closed up some of the gap, but not enough to really make anything of it. As we get, for the rookie, his first race, 17th position, up from 19th. Albon having a torrid race, down in 19th, and Zhao DNFing. As that is the end of race 1, round 1 of this 2024 season.
Here's the checkered flag, and our winner has landoed. It's Lando Norris for victory.
Did he say our winner has landoed? He said landoed.
And look at that, they're making their way out onto the podium now. Great race from the McLaren team, and I'm very happy to see them there on that top step of the podium.
Red Bull's 2nd and 3rd, though. Perez up there in 3rd. But McLaren take the first points early in this season. Williams, give me my points.
After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time out? Be sure to join us once again as we continue to bring you all the excitement of Formula One.
So look at that. Up 1. Starting in 2nd, Lando takes the lead from Verstappen and then takes the win. Carlos Sainz in 4th there. And then we obviously didn't get any points, but performed fairly well. 17th, up from where we started, 19th on the grid. Albon spinning out, Zhou Guanyu DNFing, the guy that started behind us, as we just got past Danny Rick. But had we not had that little nose incident with Yuki Tsunoda, how much further forward we may have been. Decent race for the car as it stands, but really a shame that Albon span out, but does mean I finished in front of him in my first race. So, and I'll see you back for the next race in Formula One.